Bonjour, bonjour. We're live. So I think a few people said they can join us today. New series, Holiday Hustle. So we're starting at 10 instead of 10:15, just so we all have that buffer before 11 o'clock again, instead of running you right into 11. So hopefully that's working for everyone. So 3 45-minute classes. And again, they're going to run live on the Monday, Thursdays, and Fridays. We're trying to buffer around the holidays that are coming up. So those are the days that we're going to be doing joining live. Can you tell it's been a week off? I can't even speak anymore. But seems okay? Yeah, great. Harold was just in the back. She was just checking to make sure that the volume was there. Kelly Voss is here. Kelly's joining us on Pilates as well. She's going to take a chance on that. So a little bit of confusion back and forth. We can't do private groups on YouTube right now. So that one is on Facebook. So for anybody on here who's looking to join a private group for Pilates, there is a cost to that one though. That's the only thing. There's $40 for that one. We're running some virtual Pilates in December, 5 of those classes. So thanks, Kel, because we never got to do Pilates. I wasn't certified in Pilates all those years back in Kapuskasing. So this will be something fun for you, definitely. We've done a little bit over the series on virtual, like we dabbled in Pilates. So I think you're going to find it challenging. I really believe like once a week for core with all the other strength training that we're doing, you're going to find a real improvement. So today we're going to be doing 10 different exercises, and it's going to be running from one exercise to the next. So we're going to be doing work for 40 seconds and then giving ourselves, is that Trish? Hey, Gibber. Giving ourselves 20 seconds to transition into the next exercise because it's total body. So it is, I don't want to say like all over the place because that feels like it's like disjointed and dismembered. I hope it's not. That it's fluid enough with the moves. We do have some standing moves and then we go down to the floor for a handful of moves before coming back up. And we're going to be doing 4 rounds of that. So we're going to treat the same thing. Start the first round in a warm-up phase. And then as we get to the second, third, and fourth, and you get to know the exercises a little bit more, maybe you'll end up increasing your weights a little bit. Right on. So 9:57. I am going to keep the timer close. I've taken the Bluetooth off already. So that's good. Cheryl has a voice again, so she can talk. She kind of lost her voice last week there. There's a bug that's been going around the house. Spawner got hit with it today, so he's home from school. I just keep taking like, don't get sick drops, hoping that I don't catch it. So yeah, so 9:57. So we've laid out our mats because there is a little bit of groundwork. I think what we're trying to do when we do our all over body trains is not have the do one exercise standing, do the next on the mat, do the next one up, do the next one on the mat. So there's not a lot of like up and down, up and down, up and down. We're kind of keeping the stuff standing, but then we do transition down, having to get back up. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. I know some of us get a little bit dizzy with lots of up and down movements. So again, if you need a little bit more time with that, you can just take time and self-right. We're going to be starting with lateral sliders. So our mats are very sticky. So even if we're standing on them, and Cheryl's front forward and I can go lateral, I just want you to make sure, because I don't encourage doing mobile exercises on mats. Ours are sticky. I'm going to make sure that we stay on our mats when we're running them. It's just we kind of had to set them up this way. We are going to be doing some alternating lunges. We'll stay on this direction. Squats are wide enough. And then some lateral sliders. So we're going to be using these mats right underneath. I just want to make sure that you guys aren't using the mats so you kind of have 1 foot on, 1 foot off, or if you're lifting your foot but you're not clipping the edges, that's when it kind of gets a little bit dangerous. So I just wanted to talk about actually exercising on mats. We don't normally do that, right? So anyways, we're secure. I hope you guys are too. Who else is here? Oh, there's 5 people out there, but only 2 comments. So there are some other people. Yeah, so if you guys are actually able to join us, that is awesome. Oh, Judy's here. Right on. Good morning, Judy. Hopefully the weather is a little bit better than it is.
Joining us, actually.
Yeah.
Been around for a while. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's cool. We have like 5 people. And Judy, you're not missing much of anything because some of the northern highways have been closed. It was 18 plus hours, I think, the other day when I was checking. So hopefully you're enjoying the weather down there. We're going to get the timer started, starting with lateral slides. So lateral slides has you in a very wide position. You're going to be able to see Cheryl's position a little bit better than mine. We're going to put 2 dumbbells on each side of ourselves. We're going to have them in our hands So this is my right hand facing away from you. So the toes are at about 45 on these guys. What you're gonna do is you're gonna place your right dumbbell on your left foot area and then your left dumbbell on your right foot area, and then you're gonna go back and pick them up back and forth. So when you're doing these lateral slides, you wanna make sure that you're trying to get a nice angle of your toe, of your knee over your toe. And let's try and aim for that knee to go over your pinky toe. Try and keep your back up nice and straight so you're not arching when you are sliding over. And let's just kind of warm up a little bit. So again, 40 seconds of work, or it's 10 o'clock. So we're gonna start. If you wanna pick up your dumbbells, if you wanna put bands underneath foot for anything that we're doing today, and you all set to go?
Mm-hmm.
Right on. So we're gonna get started right off the bat. There's your 40 seconds. Go for it, guys. So again, a nice warm-up move. Right, so your chest is up nice and tall. And you're just gonna shift, and then pick up and pick up. So just alternating back and forth. If that's too much for you guys can just always just use without the weights and just kind of do like a reach with your hands where you're reaching to stretch. Sometimes they call these like skater slides, right? Where you're going back and forth. I just want you to make sure that that knee is tracking over your toe and not coming inward towards the center of the mat. Right on. Shoulder jumps, you can grab a little bit heavier dumbbell. I'll use some 5s for that one. On this one, you're gonna have one dumbbell in your hand. You can see why we need a little extra time to transition here. So you're gonna lock it here. You might not see the jumping of the dumbbell. Let me get down on one knee just so you can see kind of what it looks like. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cascade it over and then drop it to the other shoulder. Right on, go ahead. Oh, my heart rate's up from the sliders. Yeah. I'm super happy we only took 1 week off. That was plenty. What's that? That was plenty. Yeah, it was plenty. Because I know even coming back in, I feel sluggish. Well, we did do some extra stuff though, because I mean, we're kind of lucky. We do have some extra classes. I have signed off at my Elmont Fitness Center family crew though. Bonner's taking basketball on Tuesdays, and I have not been able to make any of those games because I had been working. So I had to step back from there. Told Robin, though, keep me on the sub list, girl. Squats to bicep curls. So yeah, so I'm freed up on Tuesdays to go watch Bonner now. He's chosen a sport that he actually likes. So your heels are underneath your shoulders for your squats. Again, if you don't feel like you want to do weighted off the bat, that's cool. You're gonna come on down, knees over toes, and when you stand up, pinkies up to shoulders, okay? Let's go, exercise. I have a feeling this is gonna make us sweat today. So way different feeling on the holiday hustle. You are being hustled a lot more on this program. We're combining lots of different muscle groups, right? Trying to get a big bang for our buck. And I think you're gonna feel it, because I know I will. 15 extra minutes.
Yeah.
It's like we used to do like 45-minute spin classes in Timmins, and then my 1 hour class was on Saturdays. And man, can you feel those extra 15 minutes when they kick in, because your body's like, aren't we done right now? Alternating kickback. So again, you guys can always sit on the bench if you want. You can stay standing. I'm gonna warm up with some 5s here. So again, I'm gonna tip of the hips. Elbows are gonna come up tall, super straight back. And then we're gonna just push those arms back behind, one at a time. So again, if you guys are using the bands, step on the bands, palms face in on this. So we just want you guys to think about squeezing your shoulder blades right tight into the center of your spine. I got a nice message from one of the dude coaches too at Elmont last night, just saying, oh, we're gonna miss you. Tell me about those spin classes. I don't know if he has clients out here or not. He's like, okay, good to know. Inhale to exhale, because we are starting spin with an official kickoff in January in Arnprior. Relax your shoulders down, and again, pull your elbows up as tall as you can, really focusing on full extension. So I want you guys to take note of what the weights are you're using on this round. Tuck your tailbone, roll it up, because on the next round, hopefully we get able to go up a little bit more. So a little bit of a bigger move now. These are alternating lunges. So you can either step front forward in your lunges. If you'd rather, you can also step backwards into your lunges, but they are alternating. Oh man, I really can't speak today. We're gonna go here and then lateral raise. I'm gonna take these down a little bit. I'm gonna move my mat over here. not bonking anybody. What I can do too is if I want it to stay a little bit heavier, I can just do this. So I think I'll do that just so we have enough space in here. Inhale to exhale. So again, rolling up through the shoulders, keeping your chest up nice and tall. And you can see on Sherry there, she's putting her front knee right over her front ankle. So we're gonna come on down to those lunges. Again, if you wanted to, you could do a step back to a step forward, okay? Moving into some rows, bent over rows. Palms are gonna face in on these as well, same as when you were doing your triceps. So feet shoulder width apart. We're gonna tip at the hips, and we're gonna pull those elbows up nice and tall. If you guys are doing a little bit heavier and you wanna go one side at a time, you can do that as well. And if this is a little bit much on the back today, it's a little bit much on mine, I'm gonna take a knee and then pull up and through, right? So you can always just get down on the ground. I'm using my thighs support here as I lean my belly into it. And then if you have a chair or a bench, you can always sit down on that as well. So shoulders are down, elbows are up with my heart rate. Inhale to exhale to squeeze. So about 10 seconds left. Now, I'm already on the mat, so you guys can meet us down here on the mat because we're gonna do some bears. So again, you're gonna see a better view on Share. You can do these bears weighted if you want. You can take a dumbbell, put it on the back of your ankles or in between your knees, kind of whatever balance is best for you. Your knees are under your hips, your hands are underneath your shoulders, and I just want you to pick up your knees. So right now my knees, see, they're kind of just moving over the mat. So they're just hovering slightly. So hips over knees, hands or elbows under shoulders, super slippy pants, making sure the dumbbell, I'm gonna start to shake on this. I'm gonna try not to shake my dumbbell off. You can do these weighted or non-weighted. I struggle with these on a good day when it's not weighted, but I was like, let's try them weighted today. So you can just plunk the weight down there.
Even just having your knees closer together makes a difference.
Okay, just to keep the dumbbell more secure.
Well, just the balance. You need to stay centered with your core.
Let's roll it down. Take the dumbbell out. All right, so now we move on to a chest press, and it's elevated. So you can put your bands behind your back if you like. If you have some dumbbells, I'm gonna stay with some 17.5s on this just to warm stuff up. So we're gonna push our low back into the ground, peel ourselves up, palms face in as we start.
Did you mention that we're doing this 4 times?
Yeah, 4 rounds. I just said maybe on that first round, that's kind of the warm-up round for all the exercises, just to get an idea of where you guys want to be pushing. Right now, I can feel my body even vibrating right now from this. So my body temperature is up, right? We're getting to know all the choreo. We have 2 more moves. And then once we get back to the first exercise again, those are those sliders, maybe we can try and take our weights up a little bit, right? Maybe not. Maybe you have to decrease them a little bit, just depending on kind of what you're coming in. On this Monday, drop the dumbbells down, roll your spine down, and then we're gonna move into weighted dead bug. So I think Cher's gonna show you the weighted version. I'll show you how to do it non-weighted. We're gonna roll down, bring our feet up into tabletop, and your arms should be extended above head. I'm just gonna scoot down a little bit here. Right, so our hands are here. This is my right hand, this is my left leg. They're gonna extend at alternate times, left to right. You got her. So slow and controlled on this, trying to keep your limbs as straight as you can as you extend out. I want you to push your rear shoulders into the ground, making sure your chest isn't rolling front forward. And when you come up, try and make sure those knees are markering off at the hips.
And really slow. Like if you're weighted, just make sure I'm really having to focus that my shoulder stays engaged and away from my neck, because I don't want to pull, I'm away from my body, so I don't want to pull my shoulder out.
Yeah, I tried it with some light weights this morning and I was like, maybe not the first round. I'll do it just body weight, non-Superman, and then maybe try it with something like a 3 or a 5. Okay, so the non-weighted Supermans, we've done these before. Your head is on the ground along with all your other bits. You're gonna look up as high as you can while pulling your hips up as high as you can, and then come on back down. So while you're looking up, I want you to focus on trying to, again, push your shoulders from your ears, but then squeeze your shoulder blades into spine. Excellent. I need more pubic bone padding. Yikes. Things are digging into the floor here. There we go. Oh, that concrete's nice and cold on my belly anyways. So you rest your forehead on the ground and then you peel up. So you're gonna feel a contraction in your upper butt, your low back. And if you can really pull those shoulder blades back behind into your spine, you get a nice little contraction in the back as well. Oh, sorry guys, that must be a loud beep in your arms. So push up with your hands at or around your chest armpits. We're gonna roll these out and get ready for our side lunges, our skater lunges. Okay, so I'm gonna try some 17.5s on this. We're gonna go nice and wide with our feet. What are you up to?
I'll have to do 15 because my 20s are not the rubber.
Oh,
So
why
they'll
don't
make
you
a big clap clap.
put them on your mat though?
Yeah, I'll do that next time.
So same thing, pushing with the outside of that running shoe. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmer now. I can feel, I have an issue in my hip. I think I don't think it's anything much of anything, but it's been popping for quite some time. So I really have to make sure that the knee position is proper, or else that the hip will go, you know what I'm talking about, right? Inhale to exhale. So really making sure it's tracking over the toe, completely protects against that. And then we stop. You got her. I think I'm gonna have to grab heavier dumbbells. These are the shoulder jumps where they're gonna go over and above. I'm gonna grab some 30s because I think I'm gonna use that for the chest press as well. So these guys, you have both hands on the dumbbell, right? This is the one, remember I've got that on my knee, just to show you the extension. So it is an overhead press, lots of core though. Especially doing it on one knee, you can really feel how the body is trying to sway to the opposite side. Inhale to exhale, up and through. I'm squeezing the bejesus out of my back bum cheek right now. Trying to stabilize myself on this floor position. So full extension to jump overhead. About 5 seconds left. Almost there, up and through. Right on. Okay, so back to bicep curls. It's really all about the bicep curl on this one, right? Because the legs can handle it. So again, heels are under hips, if not a little bit wider with your toes out. You're gonna squat down. As you come on up, you're gonna curl up and through here. So your chest is nice and tall. You're driving out through your heels. And when you stand, you gotta stabilize that lower half to get that upper body position, right? We don't wanna have any swinging or swaying. That's why we always say, like when you're working upper body, your first step is to make sure that your lower body is engaged. So again, squeezing glutes, squeezing quads. Inhale to exhale, about 10 seconds left. Keeping our chest open by pulling our shoulder blades back and then using that nice squeeze at the top of the curl. Right on. Alternating kickbacks. I think I did 5 on these before, so I'm gonna try doing some 8s. What are you at to, Harold? 50. Nice. So we're gonna forward fold. I'm gonna take a knee on this one. Switch this guy up. So again, I'm gonna lay my guts right into my thighs. Elbows go up and back. And then one at a time with a nice full extension. So again, a little bit of time to get your heart rate down. Big deep breath in. It's a lighter exercise, but I always find that the forward fold position, it's always hard for me to catch my breath. So I'm gonna focus on trying to get the heart rate down. Hopefully you guys are feeling good. I hope you're not feeling like what the hell is going on right now. Very different from the other programs. Maybe you're enjoying it, right? Getting that full body train in. So again, make sure that your traps aren't barking at you. Shift those shoulders down. And when you come up, just make sure you tuck your tailbone, right? So you're protecting your spine. I'm definitely getting sweaty now. Alternating lunges with the lateral raises. So remember, you can step front forward. I'll keep a bent elbow and I'll grab some 10s. I think Cher's gonna do the straight arms. So again, you can step front forward, or if you want, you can step backwards, right? And you can absolutely lift when you're standing or when you're in your low particle lunge. I think I'm gonna come up standing and do the lateral from there. There we go. So again, rolling from within the shoulders. Oh my God, you know, you can say what side you slept on when that shoulder is just not, that's impressive. Okay, I can really feel that one side is tight. I might have to drop down my weights on the next one. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, up and through. There we go. I'm gonna put those down. So now we move on to the rows. So again, this is an exercise you might be able to take a little bit more weight on, whether you're standing. I'm gonna go kneeling on this one again. Put up my leg, fold my tummy front forward. So again, this one can definitely be done in a seated position. I'm gonna turn it into an alternating. Inhale to exhale. Right on. How are you liking this, Trish? Kelly, were you expecting this when you got the candy cane post, right? Like, oh, that workout schedule is cute. It's got little candy canes on it. So again, we're trying to give you guys a little bit of breathing room in December, 3 days instead of 5, but then we're also asking you to spend a little bit more time with us on these workouts so we can accomplish a little bit more. Make sure your shoulders, again, stay forward. Pulling that elbow down and back to squeeze. Go 3 seconds left. Make sure you protect your back when you tilt it up. So we go right into the bears. Tight. Okay, what are you using? I'm try 50. Okay, I'm gonna try 10s. So I'll squeeze my knees together, see if it helps my dumbbell a little bit. Right there. So hands around your shoulders, and then just pulling up. You got her. So how are the wrists going, right? You can always bring it into a martial arts where you're on your knuckles. I find that really helps the wrists. Again, if you need to, just drop it down onto your elbows. I just want you to make sure that your joints are stacked. Pull your shoulder blades out from your spine so you don't look like you have little tiny wings poking out. And again, if the wrist can handle it, go for it. And if they can't, you can always modify. I'm happy with this one. I used to just really struggle on it so much. Those are like those little markers where things are getting a little bit better. Your gaze is neutral and down. You're just going to transition down to your knees. Okay, we're going to take that weight off, and then we can go into the fun one because that's a heavy, elevated chest press. I mean, heavy if you choose, right? Make sure the dumbbells are on your body. Before you roll down, make sure that your running track for your elbows is clear. I usually have dumbbells beside mine. We're going to push up from center, palms face forward. Here we go. Yeah. I always find with the circuits and when you start, combining moves together, the exercises, they take a different flavor. Inhale to exhale, because if you're doing, not just biceps, but biceps with legs, with all these other things, kind of hits you in a little bit more of a conditioning way. So it's always fun to keep some of these bigger pushes and pulls, like the rows and the chest presses, in the circuits, I find. Up and through. No push-ups today. It's got to win me brownie points. No push-ups. So again, right above the chest, face the dumbbells in, roll the spine down, and then we're going to move into weighted dead bug or non-weighted dead bug. I'm going to try it with 5s. If I feel, because as soon as those weights go way back behind, I really have to make sure, you guys probably too, that your lower back is engaged, just so your neck and shoulders don't take the brunt. So again, if your right arm goes back, your left leg goes forward. And I really want you to think about squishing your rear shoulder, your scapula, and your middle shoulder to the ground. Right? Slow and controlled. If you have any clacking or grinding in your shoulder, you can either shorten your range of motion, or if you do have weights, maybe it's the weight.
Well, there's no reason you couldn't do it with one like this, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
Like if you
Yeah, just
found
like
that
a
was
leg.
part of your shoulder, just keeps your shoulders more balanced.
Yeah, just like a leg
And
extension.
even out.
Through. So when you're done, make sure you drop those dumbbells to your chest, 1 foot, 2 feet down, and then we're just going to move over to our non-Supermans again. So if you need a little extra cushion, just a few extra folds in that mat. So your forehead's on the ground. You're going to peel your gaze up to the ceiling. And as you come up, pull those legs, and then just come back down to rest. You got her. Some people are really good at getting their bodies off the ground. Some people are really good at getting their legs off the ground. I think I struggle with both, but I definitely struggle more with trying to peel my thighs up. Inhale to exhale. I just don't have that flexibility in this backwards motion. So I'm really focusing on trying to get my legs up off the ground, trying to keep them straight, not hinging at the knees, and trying to get an equal contraction, excuse me, in that upper glute and low back. So hands come to armpits, push yourself up slow, and let's go back to stairs. I'm gonna move these over. What are you gonna try on this one?
I'll do 20s this time.
Okay, where did I put my 20s are up here. Okay, I'll try 20s with you. So again, the feet are very wide, the toes are 45. We're gonna shift, release the dumbbell on both sides, and then go back, and then pick her back up. And then just soften it. It's fun, eh? Yeah, I really like it. A little bit of mobility. I saw a really cool post. Oh, what's her name? Joan. I can never remember her. So Joan's daughter is Michelle. And Michelle was a coach. And I actually know somebody who, well, I've spoken to Michelle before. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Her mom is like an Instagram just star now. She's an older woman. And she, with her, along with her son-in-law and her daughter, who are both fitness coaches, they moved to Mexico and they operate down there right now. Sorry, here. I just can't remember Joan's last name right now. So anyways, she has shoulder jumped, just taken her wellness. It's crazy. Anyways, and she's such a cool lady. Up and through. And it was a neat little video that she showed, and something Lita will attest to this. I remember when I think it was the first Biggest Loser. That's when Lita first joined the gym. And for a while, when my grandma was aging, she lived with us in our home so we could take care of her. And I remember watching my grandma trying to get up off of her recliner, and she had to like use the rock of the recliner to actually come into standing position. And that's something that I actually mentioned in that Biggest Loser class to Lita. It's one thing that we talk about all the time. Bring it back down. Squat to bicep curls. I want to focus on the bicep curls. So we've got some 20s. We got some 25s. I'm gonna try. Nice. Up and through. So again, same position, heels under hips, toes out. So Joan, going back to her, she did a great Instagram, and she was showing the moves that she was doing while she was training, right, in the gym. Although their gym has like, it's outdoors because it's in Mexico, it's really cool. And then she would just do a cutaway to her doing functional chores in her life, right? Like reaching for stuff, bending down to pick stuff up. And like, I was like, that's such a good post, man. That just hits home, right? That never doing certain tasks in school and going, where am I ever going to use this in real life? And at some point it came up in real life. Where am I ever going to use a squat to a bicep curl? Well, you'd be pretty shocked about how many times you actually have to squat during a day or pick something up, bringing it close to your body. Alternating kickbacks. What do you got? 20s? You try 10s. Oh my Lord. So again, I'm going to get down on my knees. Forward fold, elbows up. And then one at a time. Again, kickbacks are nice. Alternating is nicer. You can really focus on that full extension of the arm.
So 20 is about my max, because if any higher, I'm gonna have to engage everything else.
Oh God, yeah.
My chest, my back. I'm able to still maintain focus on my triceps, maintain balance, and not bring any more muscles than I have to into it.
Focusing on trying to straighten my arms out. I'm like, okay. On from triceps, we're moving on to lunges with a lateral raise. I think I'm gonna have to go back down to 8s because that form was just not great on that one side. Again, I'm a side sleeper, and I guess I didn't move too much off that side last night. You can go front forward. I think I'm gonna go reverse here and then here. Oh, I'm just disappointing myself right now. Okay, up and through. I think I'm gonna have to stretch out that neck today. So again, rolling. I'm so focused, team, right now. I'm trying to like get kind of the same height. I think I've done the same leg for my lunges about 8 times now. Up and through. Inhale to exhale. So the good news is we are doing some mobility on Friday. The better news is you don't need any funky stuff for it. You don't need a roller or anything. Ooh, we're just gonna get into some deep stretches. Rows can be a big exercise too. And if you wanna make it even bigger, you can always turn it into alternating. What are you doing? 7:25. Okay, I'm gonna do 17.5, I think, on this. That forward fold is getting big today. So again, I'm gonna use my own body, brace it, and I'm also gonna turn it into alternating. I'm really enjoying this, actually. Yeah, this is fun. It's higher, right? I know. So can we hustle and have some extra chocolates then? Absolutely. You don't need an excuse for chocolate, especially in December. My dad had a different upbringing. Anyways, you know, when they grow up in the war times and stuff like that, so it was like unlimited free-for-alls at Christmas time. He told my mom there are no rules. They can eat whatever they want. It was the best time to be a kid. Bears with the weights. So again, I'm gonna stick with the 10s, I think. If you had a tough time, you could actually use your dumbbells and just grab those guys. Here to here. See how that keeps the wrist nice and flat? Let me show you on this one. And then just pull up those knees. You got her. So again, expanding the shoulder blades out versus contracting them in. Tucking the tailbone. And then just hovering the knees. Just ever so slightly. But they should still be locked under the hips, eh? So again, you're kind of focusing on contracting not only the exterior, but the internal. So trying to pull up internally versus bear down internally. So make it light, draw it upwards. And the gaze again is neutral to the floor. And then when you come down, just transition slow onto those knees. Don't slap down onto the kneecaps. Great on. Elevated chest press. And grab those 30s again. I'm just dripping over here. I think we needed this. Oh my Lord. Okay, so the dumbbells are on the chest. As you roll down, press up. You push the low back into the floor, peel it up into a high bridge, and then transition into that big chest press. So again, with floor press, we love them. There's a dead stop. Really limits the backwards range of motion. Sometimes that gets us into trouble, right, if we go down too far. If you want to, you can play around with where your elbows are sitting at the bottom of the exercise, right? Sometimes bringing the elbows down a little bit more towards the hips helps out with the rotator cuff issues. Inhale to exhale to press. Yeah, I have not sweat like this in a resistance program. Palms face together, drop to floor. In a little bit. Weighted dead bug. So we've given you quite a few options on that. I think I'm gonna try some 8s. So Sherry said you can try, right, that one dumbbell. Sometimes like when we do the skull crushers too, right? It helps stabilize the shoulders. Am I close? No, there's enough clearance. So it's a lot of thought, I think from really the torso more so than the low body for me. As that arm goes down and back, can I ever feel that medial delt, the middle shoulder, and the pectoral open up to stabilize. So again, push your shoulder blade into the ground, and whatever range of motion works for you is perfect. A lot of this overhead stuff is challenging just because of the way some people have their posture set. Roll it up and through for your non-Supermans. Ah, the weights are getting messy. All right, you get off there just because I'm going to do a little bit of a double fold here for the hips and the pubic bone. 3 seconds. Right, so forehead to the floor, hands to the side. Ah, it's refreshing. And then we're gonna peel it up and then bring it back down. If you want to, you can always stay in the up position. Sometimes holding it, right? Time under tension is kind of fun. Sometimes I do like sitting there because then I can kind of like do a little bit of a circle check around and I'm like, okay, so pull up those legs. Yeah, I can feel that building up. So again, the eyes lead the movement up to the ceiling. And I try and pull those shoulder blades back. I swear, when we go to one area, right? As soon as we leave one area to focus on another one, that other area, drop it down, gets a little bit compromised. Sweat angels are starting to happen here. All right. Hopefully the up and down is working for you. I haven't gotten too dizzy. How about you? Only once or twice. Okay. That's not too bad. Trust me, we get it, guys. We get it. That's why we're mindful of it. I'm going to grab some 30s on this one. Finish her off. Fourth and final round. It's like a give and go exercise here. Right on. Oh my God, how important are warm-ups, kids? Right? Starting off with a nice light dumbbell. Finishing off with a heavier one. And obviously the heavier one, you can feel the weight. But the joints are happy. Right? Nothing's aching. The back is good. We understand the exercise, right? Driving with the outside of a runner. Big heart rate on this one. And again, making sure that everything's locked in as you stand up and through. Right on. Okay, let's do this. Shoulder jumps. I'm gonna stay on the ground again for this one. All right, so last one, we're gonna arch it over our heads. I'm gonna stay on both knees this time, I think, because I felt like I was kind of twisting a little bit on that last one. So big breath in. Whew, those skaters, as soon as I stopped. Yeah. All right. My heart was like, oh my Lord. You are. I can still see myself deviating over, right? Watch for the skin is showing between the pants. See how I'm doing that? I am shifting a bit. Try and clean that up as best as I can. I don't feel it anywhere. It's just, those are the things we look for because we want the core stable. Right? It is a core and shoulder and obviously cardiovascular exercise up and through. Day one, oh my God, the 12 days of hustle.
Oh yeah?
It's only 12. Oh my God, we didn't even plan that.
I never thought that.
On the first day of hustle, Cheryl and Kate brought to me a 45-minute full body. Oh my God.
Oh God, that's not.
Now I have to now. Now I have to. Squat to bicep curls. Okay, I want to go big. I want 30s on this one. It only took me 4 rounds to warm up. What are you doing? Saying 30s? Right on. Okay, so the squat. Oh my God, lock it. Oh my God, the bum. The bum chum. So much hamstring glute. 2. So slow. You can always alternate too. Oh, I have a feeling we're going to feel this tomorrow, but not in a bad way.
Oh, hard.
Oh my God, dude. Come on. It's like curling a small child. Not one of my small children. Well, that was interesting. Okay. Oh, thank God we have kickbacks next. All right, take a knee. I literally have sweat dripping off my chin right now. This was great. Oh, I feel good. Tip of the hips, elbows up, and one at a time here. Whew. It's like when we do spin and we move into those hovers. Whew, that forward fold, it's hard to catch the breath. So focus on that. Again, focus on the form. If you can, big deep inhale. And big deep exhale. Right, whether you're a nose breather or a mouth breather. Inhale to exhale. Just try to make sure that you're taking the best breaths that you can. And just keep it calm. Right? Keep it out of the neck. Keep the back flat. Just put those down. 1 and 2. Okay. Lunges with lateral raises. I'm better on this one. I'm going to grab 5, so let me grab 5. Okay. I think I want to step babackwards again. Hair in my eye. There we go. It was still attached to my head. Okay, I'm gonna step back, do it from here. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, that's better. It's so funny. I had a client. Well, she's still a client. She's still around. And it was literally like we were trying to do a move, but the way that we were doing the moves didn't feel natural. But she was able to do all the moves. So as soon as we just kind of switched up what happened where, she was able to do it. Right? The patterning was a little bit more comfortable with her. So that's an important thing too, right? Find the combination that works best for you. Moving on to some rows next. Woo, big deep breath in before you forward fold, kids. We're blessed to have so many weight choices here. I'm gonna go 17.5s. What are you sticking with? Harold, you're on fire. I'm gonna alternate. So nice straight spine with a forward fold. I'm almost doing a gorilla row right now. So I am actually putting my dumbbells right on the ground and then pulling from there. Way feels better on my back today. So I still get that lift, but I don't have to hold all that weight hinging at the hips. Inhale to exhale. We should do our top 10, just falling into that like end of the year thing all of a sudden. Our top 10 most favorite exercises that we've done on the platform this year. Because we've literally been back online for a year now. It was a year ago this month where I was like, Cheryl, I think I should go back online. She was like, sure, go ahead. We're at the other place. We're actually tying up our time at this place and moving on to another place. You know us in those 365s. Bears with weights, 17.5s. Don't worry, we're still in the arm prior area. It's a different place. Up and through. So we'll be looking forward actually to bringing a different kind of area, right? Actually on our next virtual. The timeline, I guess, would line up, wouldn't it? Well, we'll be in the different spot by the next time that we launch in January. So again, tucking the tailbone, pulling the shoulder blades out, and then pinching the core. 3 seconds. Gently onto the knees. All right, you can remove the weight if you did have it. Right here. Nice. Big chest press. Last big heavy move before we hit a couple core exercises. And then we do a little bit of stretching. Leaving a little bit of extra time here. Roll it down. Right? Pull the spine up. Inhale as you exhale. A nice little compression at the top of the movement. So again, I want you to take a look at those dumbbells. Make sure that they're marking center chest. And just make sure that you're traveling at the same rate. Those visuals. Oh, my chest is vibrating. Up and through to squeeze. Inhale to exhale. To up. Almost there. 2 more exercises. You guys are doing awesome. Can they feel the extra time that they've been working for? Inhale to exhale to squeeze it. Drop it down to chest. Roll the spine down. Dead bones. Last round. I think I'm going to stick with some 8s on this. So then scoot my bum down so I don't hit the wall. 1 foot, 2 feet to tabletop. Arms up. Right, they're parallel. Push those shoulder blades down. The right arm goes back. The left leg goes out. Right on. Just kind of pivoting. Slow and controlled. Another big point on this one is when the leg kicks out, you want to make sure that your pelvis is stable as well, so that you're not elevating off the mat at all or losing that lower back. Right, so make sure that low back's not lifting up towards the ceiling. Up and through. So you're going to inhale, exhale, pull her through. Boy, my legs feel a little bit vibrating right now. You got it. Okay, last exercise, low back. Right, so come on up. Last one, are you guys gonna do a repetitive series? Are you gonna hold time under tension and just keep that elevation? Whatever you do, I want you to try and get your bodies up as high as you can and make sure to lead the up with the gaze of your eyes. So we're down, and we're up. Move that dumbbell out of the way. Down and up. So we're gonna look up, lift up, squeeze your shoulder blades. You can elevate the hands if that's easier. And just try and focus on trying to bring those body parts as high as you can. Look up with your gaze. Pull up those legs. All right, so squeezing your glutes. Sorry, I gotta take away throat. Almost there, 5 seconds. We're gonna shift our head and our legs down. Push up through your hands. Just extend that mat out if it is folded. But you guys can stay in child pose just for a second. So your big toes are together. Shift your glutes. Sorry. Arms extend, forehead down. You just kind of push your chest in towards the floor. Whew. So child pose, I don't know what you guys feel on it. I always feel my lower back. I try and push my belly into the ground, relaxing my forehead to the floor, and really reaching upwards with the arm. A lot of the time too, we encourage people to kind of shift around in it, right? You can go from one side to the other. Inhale and exhale. Let's go back into the center for a second. Just kind of pull ourselves into the upright position. This is my right leg. I'm just going to ask you guys to put your right sole into your kind of left thigh, left groin, and then just have your left foot fold backwards if that's comfortable. Try and stay up as tall as you can. You can see there's a V in the center. Just going to forward fold here. Try to keep yourself in the center. So inhale to exhale. Again, Friday is going to be super fun. We're going to be able to take a little bit more time in stretching. And if you're a person that is kind of like me and has a hard time staying in slow, methodical things for a long time, it's going to force us to do that because the stretching is going to be timed as well. Don't worry, you won't have a beat going off, but we're going to be sitting into the stretches a lot longer than we did with our original series, right? Where we just kind of showed you some stuff and then we had to sign off. So push up with your palms, roll your spine, make sure not to straight sit up, and then we can take those feet and just soften. So this is the front foot, the left, into the inner thigh, pull the right heel back. So try and stay up nice and tall, find your V, and then just forward fold forward. That's a lot stiffer. So maybe you're like us and you can definitely feel one side's a lot tighter than the other. This definitely jumps up into the low back on the right side. And we say that just to be mindful and just say, okay, I'm going to think about my right side low back a little bit more. Just try and relax it as you inhale and exhale, just melting forward. And just stay here for another 20 seconds. So again, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, down from your ears if they're starting to jump up a little bit. Now you guys can stay on the mats if you want. If you want to do the other stretch in standing position, you absolutely can. We're going to push ourselves up slow, always using our hands to help us out of that forward fold. So again, if you want to stand, you can. If you want to stay seated, we're just going to grab our hands behind our back, stretching out our pectorals. So chest up, oof, I can feel my shoulders, arm down. And if you can't do that one, you can always just bend your elbows and just pull your elbows back behind. Great. Sometimes reaching behind is a little bit challenging for people. So again, a little pectoral opener. On the next stretch, we're going to bring our right arm all the way up to the ceiling and then either bend it behind our head or in front for our fourth stretch. So we'll release that. Right arm goes up. You can bend it behind your head or in the front, whatever works best for you. Chin on the chest, and then just give a little bit of a tug. Yeah, just stretch out the shoulder. We got a little string of comments there, so we'll have to read those bad boys. Release that. You can just kind of shake it out. Left arm goes up, behind the head or in front, whatever the range of motion is. Taking that chin out of your chest, and then just giving that arm a nice pull through. So like we always say, you know me and my countdowns, day 1 of 12, we have 11 classes left. And I suppose we do have to create the 12 days of holiday hustle after this. We're going to release it, and you can just roll your shoulders front and back if that works for you. Give your wrists a little bit of a shake because we did do a little bit of down work. There we go. Good job. It's good. All right, I'm going to come on over with my squinty squinties and see what everybody said. Steffi was here. Oh my God. Oh yeah, the time change. Morning. Tori was here too. So much sweat, Trish said. Great program.
So
Yeah, Judy said awesome, and Kelly said fantastic. Thanks, girls. So we want to know, how did they like the circuit stuff?
I like it.
I feel there's a time and a place for everything, right? Where there's times where we want to focus on lifting, gaining muscle strength, right? Really focusing on form. And then I really do think there's times in life where you just need to take a step back and just do some mobility to survive. So I think personally, Tori loves circuits. Yeah, circuits was a big thing up north
It's
too.
fun. It's fun. It goes fast. Like
Mhm.
I find sometimes when you're working with muscle group, it drags on a bit
Yes,
because it's hard. But I love this stuff, and all of a sudden 45 minutes is done. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, I think you guys did a great job inspiring us to mix it up a little bit just to keep us moving through the holidays, because this feels like you guys nailed it. So enjoy. Go have your protein shakes. We will not see you tomorrow. We will not see you Wednesday. We will see you Thursday. Keep commenting, guys. See you later.